Alright, so what I want to do here is I want to play in the key of G, and we're going to be in the E position of your CAGED system. So, this is just a quick little lesson here. If you need some help with this, please get a hold of me. I do lessons online and in person. And this is kind of to spark your interest with stuff like this to check me out, I hope. So here we go. So E position for G major. My scale is this. I'm assuming hopefully if you're watching this is really aimed for someone that has an idea of what the CAGED system is, and maybe you're just stuck a little bit with using it better, seeing more things that are part of it. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So that's the scale that I'm seeing. I'm going to see this scale around the chords I'm about to show you. So this is your E-shaped G chord. Then the E minor would be this here. And what we have here is the D minor shaped chord moved up. There's my D minor chord, right? I got my root, the open D, and the B string. So if I move this up a whole step, it becomes E minor. So just be like putting a capo on here at the second fret and then playing a D minor chord. So imagine you were capoing and then you just played a D minor. We just move this up. Alright? Then we have the G minor shape for A minor. This is a tricky one here. Fifth, 3 of the A string, and then 2 and 2 of the D and the G. You're kind of laying your finger down. And then our last chord would be the C shaped for D. So where am I going with all this? What we're going to do now is we're going to find little arpeggio shapes amongst these full chords. Now where am I at here now? A minor and then D. So we're going to find arpeggio shapes around those chords and then use the other scale tones to be more melodic and sound more musical. This is how we're going to combine both arpeggios and scales together. So if we see our E-shaped G chord here, so I'm going to play from the middle part of this chord. I'm breaking this chord down. Like if I could play this chord with one finger, which is a great exercise with all bar chords and any chord really. See if you can challenge yourself and play it all one finger like that. What that means, if you can do that, it just means you really see the chord very well. And honestly, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to break up chords, the bar chords, into smaller, just triad shapes, just 3 notes. This is what I'm doing right now with this full chord. That's a whole nother lesson. Today I'm just trying to show you how to use arpeggios in one position of one CAGED position, and I'm bringing up a backing track here once I show you this to give you examples. So this is the G form, or the G shape I'm using out of the E form. 5th fret of the D, 4th fret of the G, 3rd fret of the B. So this is a G triad. Then my next shape is going to be the E minor. Now this is going to be an actual arpeggio, because this here the G was really a triad because you had 3 notes on 3 different strings. But if I pick it or do that, and really I'm technically arpeggiating this triad. And then now with the E minor, using the D minor shape, we play the 1, and then we play on the same string, the D string of the 5th fret, we play the flat 3rd, and then we have on the 4th fret of the B string of the G string, we have a B note, and that's going to be your 5th degree. So 1 flat 3 5, 1 flat 3 5, E minor chord. Then we have our A minor chord, which was the G minor shape. So we're going to start that here. A on the 2nd fret of the G string, 5th fret of the G string, and then the 5th fret of the B string. Again, 1 flat 3 5. A, C, sorry, A, C, E, A, C, E. And then our last triad we'll take from this, again, the C form of D. C-shaped chord moved up becomes a D chord. And we're going to play starting at the 3rd fret of the B string, your D there. And then that's the 2nd of the high E and the 5th of the high E. D, F sharp A, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 5. So if I put that all together, I get this. Now my E minor. Now I put do my E minor, A minor, and then D. So G, and then we got our E minor, A minor, and then D, or D major. Okay, so now that's what you'd want to do over the, I'm going to bring up the backing track now here. So again, the chords are just G, E minor, A minor, D, and I believe it's 1 bar a piece, I believe, for each chord here. And first you want to play it just real simple. Just prove that you can play these arpeggios along with the changes. Then we get a little bit more fancy after that. So here's how that would be. I'm just playing, you know. Now A minor, then D. Again. So that was all the arpeggiated notes of each chord, just those shapes that I just showed you. I didn't deviate out of the of those notes of each chord at all. So what I'm saying is I didn't go and play any of the other notes of the scale around the chords. So now that's what we're going to do. That's going to be your next step here, is to, because that's just the arpeggios, you know, it gets a little repetitive sounding when that's all you're playing is just the chord tones. So by adding in the other scale tones around these shapes, it's going to sound more interesting, more melodic, more musical. And so hopefully you start picking up on this is how you merge arpeggios and scales together to be more musical. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one note. I'm picking one note here for each chord that I'm going to add into now from the arpeggio. So, and I have to, I'm going to keep repeating things because I just want you to remember this stuff. I'm in the E form of G. So I'm seeing this major scale. That's my E form G major scale. And I'm reiterating that because you need to make sure that you're seeing that scale very well around all these chords. Because what I'm about to show you right now is going to come in handy if you see it really well, because you're going to understand what I'm talking about, but you're going to visually just see it, and it's going to be easier to play. Alright, the sun's starting to kick in here on me. So for the G, I'm adding in the 5th fret of the B string, which is an E. And now when we add that E to the G chord, it really becomes like the 6th degree of the scale. So it's like you're implying a G major 6 chord. Something like this right here would be right here. So that's a G6 chord. So it's kind of what you're implying when you play the arpeggio, the 1, 3, 5, and then add in the 6th degree. So that's the note I'm going to add in when I play again over the track. Now on to E minor. So we had our arpeggio here. And then the note I'm going to add on is the C note. Just like would be the 4th degree for E minor. And then we have the A minor. We're going to come, it's just the arpeggio that I showed you. And then we're back here to the D note on the 3rd fret of the B string. And then for the D, we're going to add in the G, the 3rd fret of the high E string. So again, so the it's the G using the E note, E minor. Maybe I'll play that like that, using the C note. I'm gonna have to get off of it. It'll sound better over the track. And then A minor, using the D note, and then on the D, using the G note. So here we go with that. So now hopefully you're hearing things just get a little bit more musical sounding than just playing the arpeggio. So then what you can do is start just getting more creative with that. So there, now I'm getting way more, right, I'm adding more notes of the scale along with the arpeggio. E minor. I'm going up further in the neck of the scale. A minor. And then D. And then back to G. So you can kind of hear I'm implying the chords right there without even having the chords being played. So that's a really great exercise to see if you can keep that going and feeling the changes without the actual chords really being played behind it. So I'll just play out here a little bit, and I might move around the neck a little bit more.